honor our elders, past, present, and the future, I'm going to give you a story about someone. Wait, oh my goodness. Okay, look, I'm reading this book again. Doris Pinkerton Garamara. In 1937, about 6 years after a brave escape from the Moore River native settlement, Molly Gregg gave birth to Nagi Garamara. I think I'm saying it right. On 4 Bar 4 down station under winter mara tree. The family who ran the family station told Molly that her daughter should be given a proper name. So the baby was renamed Doris.
Morning tea.
All right, Google. A few years later, Molly was forced to return to the settlement with Doris and her babysitter sister, Anna. Molly hated the settlement, which is like a prison camp for indigenous people, and she escaped again, taking baby Anna with her. Molly was unable to take Doris as well because she couldn't carry both of them, so she left her there with an aunt. Doris was only 4 years old at the time and grew up believing that her mother had abandoned her at the settlement because she didn't love her. How terrible is that? That's what I'm reading. This lady, if you know her, show her this video. I'm not even sure if she's around anymore. I don't know. The children at the settlement were not allowed to speak in their own language, and children who did or tried to escape were strictly punished. Doris survived her years at the settlement, although many other children didn't. When she was 12 years old, was sent to Lowland Native Mission. The mission was run by Christians who disapproved of traditional indigenous culture and told Doris it was dangerous. She was trained to be a domestic servant and wanted to be more than this. So at the age of 18, she became the first mission girl to qualify as a nursing aide. Doris began her nursing career at the Royal Perth Hospital, married and started a family of her own. But the words of her aunt never left her. Don't forget who you are. Your mother's name is Molly Gregg, and you come from Balmoral Downs. So in 1962, when Doris was 25 years old, she returned to her birthplace and was reunited with her family. Once she met her mother, she began to understand what happened to her and her family. Look at them. Love. Many years later, After raising her children, Doris became a writer. Her first book, Carpies, A Stockman's Daughter, won the David Award. I don't know how to say this word. If you can see it. In 1990, her second book, Follow the Rabbit-Proof Fence, tells Molly's story. Molly told Doris how she had escaped the settlement in 1931 with two other girls, showing great strength and courage. They had walked about 16,000 kilometers along the rabbit-proof fence to their home at Jigalong. The journey took the girls around 9 weeks, and the book has since been made into a film. Both the book and the film are testimony to the courage shown by children of the stolen generation. The sun is gone.
Yeah.
Australian weather is so weird, you two. Doris formed a strong relationship with her mother and began to learn her native language and reconnect with her homeland. This has helped her heal the damage caused by her separation from her family. She has since written her own story under the Wintamara tree. Alright, I want to make this history lesson a little longer. So if I can find the something that I didn't read.
Ow!
What happened?
I feel so much.
You're being recorded at this point?
Recorded?
Recording. I'm recording.
Oh, really? Your history lesson?
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying this
Archie
massage thing. Archie
Welch was born in 1956 and lived with his parents and 6 brothers and sisters at Framlingham Aboriginal Reserve in Victoria. When he was only 3 years old, people from the Aboriginal Protection Board took him away and be brought up by non-Indigenous families. How terrible is that? If you know this country, you want to visit it, if you know where this person lives, this is where he lived. I'm not sure about now. Archie does not remember this time. It was told that a fire had killed his family and he was the only survivor. He was taken to an institution where he lived before being sent out to live with non-Indigenous families. Archie moved from one foster home to another, and then until he ended up living in Melbourne with a family from Scotland. In this family, he developed a love of music. The daughter taught him the basic of playing the piano, and he also learned to play the guitar. When Archie was in his teens, he received a letter from his sister telling him about the events of his early childhood. He hasn't even known that he has a sister. He was angry of whatever happened to him, and left his foster home to search for his indigenous identity and family. He spent many years on the street where he met Ruby Hunter, also a member of the Stolen Generation. Look at that. At the age of 15, Archie finally met two of his sisters. Soon after, another sister contacted him and told him his mother had died. It turned out that Archie's mother had been living not far from here in Melbourne. Ruby and Archie fell in love. They started a family together, married, and left life on the street behind them, offering their home as a foster home and a refuge for children in need. Archie and Ruby shared a love of music and began writing and performing together. In the 1980s, Archie formed a band of Indigenous musicians called All Together, which played at community festivals and gatherings in Melbourne. Look, I think I read this book before. Ooh, why not just read again? Oh yeah, it's so similar. Okay. You know this book? You can read it yourself if you can find it.